Hello everybody and welcome back to Down to Earth with Jim. In today's video I'm going to be planting some late leeks out which I've had in module trays for the past 6 weeks. They're a later sowing, so hopefully I can get some leeks in autumn and I can probably leave some in the ground then to harvest late winter, early spring. Whether you like your leeks in a soup, stew or simply added with your roast dinner, they are delicious homegrown and they are easy to grow. They give a long harvest season as they stand in the ground for a long time. And you can harvest them through the winter months, when there's not many other vegetables ready to harvest. Between January and March, indoors or in a greenhouse, or from April onwards outdoors, sow leeks either in trays of compost or in module trays, sowing 2 to 3 in each module. So as I explained before, the ones I'm planting out today are a later sowing of leeks. These are my earlier ones which I planted out in March, April time. Going on quite nicely. Did okay. So some of them have bolted though, which is I think due to the crazy fluctuations in temperature we've been having. We're getting some days where it's been 14 degrees and we've been getting some days where it's getting up to 30 degrees. So yes, it's been a crazy roller coaster of temperatures. Then we have some more leeks here. Leeks are one of our favourite things to grow, so we make sure we've got plenty of them. So these are my second lot, which should be coming into be ready to harvest probably around August, September. These are the leeks I'm going to be planting out today. The variety is called Muscle Burr, which are a really nice variety. Now I would usually plant these leeks out when they're a little bit bigger than this, when they're getting close to pencil thickness, but you can get away with them planting them this early on when they're this small, as they are still a decent size and they'll be okay. This is the bed that I'm going to be growing the leeks in. I grow my leeks in raised beds. You can grow them in the open ground, they are well suited for that, but I like to grow them in raised beds because I believe it helps with drainage, and I've had good results growing them in raised beds. So I've got plenty of compost added to this. Leeks like a lot of nitrogen, so plenty of compost, fertilizer. Yeah, you want your soil to be really good because leeks are quite heavy feeders. So to start, we're going to start doing our holes to put our leeks in. I use the back of a trowel. You can use a seed dimmer if you want. That'll work. I use the back of a trowel because why not? It works just as good. So we're going to do our holes about 6 to 8 inches apart. If you put your leeks too close together, you'll end up with smaller leeks because they'll get too overcrowded. So 6 to 8 inches roughly. I'm not using any ruler because yeah, I'll just use my eyes. So about 6 to 8 inches, roughly about that is fine. I'm going to do the holes probably about 3 or 4 inches deep. So when you've got your tray sown leeks, just gently tease them out with your fingers, like so. Don't worry too much about pulling any of the roots apart because they're quite robust leeks. So you can just pull them out the tray. We've got them in big clumps like this, just gently tease them apart like that. That's fine. You've got your leeks. And any leeks that have got big roots like this, just give them a quick trim. Like that, just trim them nicely. This is to stop the roots from getting all tangled up and strangling the stem of the leek. So once you've given your leeks a bit of a haircut, you're going to just pop them in the hole like this. And then you're just going to get your watering can and you're going to fill up the hole with water, and then the soil is going to automatically fill in around the leeks as the leek grows. Don't start filling in the soil around the leek now because that'll stop the stem of the leek from getting thicker. It'll make it difficult for the leek to grow. You also want to plant them deep in a hole like this because you get a nice white stem if your leek is buried slightly. So you don't want the sunlight to touch too much of the stem. As they grow as well, you can also start mounding the soil up around the leek, so you get more of that nice white stem. Or you can also put toilet rolls around them as they grow a bit bigger. So set a toilet roll on that, and then that'll stop the sunlight from hitting the leek as well. Or you can use pipes as well, anything like that that will stop the light from touching the leek. So that's all of these leeks planted in this bed, and I've watered them all in. So hopefully autumn time I should be able to harvest some of these. I should be able to leave some of them in and then harvest them late winter, early spring. Just like to add that one of the biggest problems with growing leeks, or onions or garlic as well, it also affects onions and garlic, is rust. These leeks have a little bit of rust on them, not terrible, but if you do have rust though, you should cut off any leaves that have it and burn them. Don't compost them, because the spores from the rust fungus will survive in your compost. So I'm going to get on with cutting these off now and sticking them in my incinerator so I can burn them. So rust is a fungus which thrives in moist conditions, so having weather that's too wet or having soil that's poorly draining can be a main cause of rust. So that was my video on how I plant out my leeks. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you gained something from it. So if you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel so you can see more content whenever I release it. And happy gardening. I'll see you in the next video.